Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to SmackDown Review. SmackDown tonight was from the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee, and it was SmackDown's go-home show for Bad Blood, which is tomorrow night, which Bad Blood is shaped up to be a good show, just by the card. And SmackDown tonight, I thought it was a decent show in my opinion. Wasn't terrible of a show, wasn't bad. There was some stuff that I liked. There was some stuff that were cringe, in my opinion. But tonight on the show, we had Carmelo Hayes. He ended up taking on AJ Styles. Yes, AJ Styles ended up returning tonight on SmackDown. He's been out for a while. We also had a dumpster match. It was Michin versus Chelsea Green. Naomi was in action, and she had taken on Tiffany Stratton. And the main event, we had the World Tag Team Championship on the line. The Bloodline, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, they defend the titles against DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, and the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. It was a Triple Threat Tag Team Championship ladder match. But overall, SmackDown was a decent show tonight. And SmackDown, at points, it feels like a very lifeless show, in my opinion. Like, there's nothing going on SmackDown, story-wise, aside from the Bloodline stuff. So only the Bloodline, storyline stands out as the main portion of SmackDown. And on tonight's show, there was no Cody Rhodes, there was no Roman Reigns, and there was rumors going around and little talk that The Rock is in Atlanta for Bad Blood. So the final boss is probably in Atlanta right now. So we might be seeing possibly The Rock return tomorrow night at Bad Blood. And if it does happen with The Rock being there, things are going to start to heat up. But before I get into the review, if you guys haven't checked out my previous videos that I did yesterday, I did an unboxing video of some Blu-rays that I got sent by my buddy Luke Ponto. So that was very nice of him. Thank you, Luke. And also, me and my buddy Dattila, aka Rangers of Wrestling, we did a live stream last night talking about our Bad Blood predictions. So if you guys haven't checked out our predictions for Bad Blood, definitely go check them out. Always enjoy doing these predictions with Dattila. So they're very fun to do. So check out those videos if you guys haven't seen them. But anyway, let's jump right into the review. SmackDown opened up tonight with the return of AJ Styles. So AJ Styles ended up returning on SmackDown tonight. He's been off TV for a while. He was introduced by country singer and songwriter Hardy, which I never even heard of Hardy. This is the first time I have heard of him, haven't even heard his music. So he introduced Styles. Styles ended up coming out. He got new theme music, which, in my opinion, his new theme music is awful, in my opinion. Bring back the They Don't Want None theme music for Styles, because that fitted him, a whole lot better. So Styles ended up getting to the ring. He got on the mic. He ended up saying that he has missed the fans so much, and it is only fitting that he is in Nashville tonight. Styles ended up saying that this is where it all started for him. And over the last couple of months, He kept saying that he has done a lot of things that he regrets, but he is not there to talk about the past. He kept saying that tonight he wants to rebuild the legacy of AJ Styles. Styles ended up saying that he knows that there are a lot of people that don't like him, and there are a lot of people that need to be reminded that this is still the house that he built. So Styles here ended up returning as a babyface. I thought that he would be a heel, coming back tonight, but we got Styles as a babyface. So that brought out Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes came out, he got on the mic, he ended up telling Styles that he is not surprised that there is not a long line of guys welcoming him back. Hayes ended up saying that he took it upon himself to be that guy to do it. And he told Styles that he is him. He is Carmelo Hayes, the one that beat Andrade 3 times, and the one that has been holding it down on SmackDown since Styles has been gone. So Hayes ended up saying to Styles that he is a huge fan of his. He ended up saying that he loves old-timers like him. He ended up saying Styles is probably out to announce a Legends contract, and he does deserve it. So Hayes ended up saying to talk about someone that deserves it, he wants to talk about him. Hayes ended up saying that he deserves to be the United States champion, not LA Knight and not Andrade. So Styles then ended up telling Hayes that he has been in the ring with Knight before, and that he is relentless. He ended up saying that he came to Styles' house and they had a match at WrestleMania. So Hayes then cut Styles off. Hayes ended up telling Styles that he doesn't need Styles' advice because he doesn't take advice from quitters. So Styles ended up saying that he's earned that one. He ended up saying that if Hayes was him, he would be United States champion right now. So Hayes ended up telling Styles that if he was so phenomenal, he would be the WWE champion. So Styles ended up saying, oh, well, we are both wearing our gear. Oh, how about we have a match together? So Hayes ended up looking at Styles. He was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not going to have a match with you tonight. So that brought out LA Knight. So Knight ended up coming out. He ended up getting on the mic. He did his shtick, let me talk to you. Knight ended up saying that someone wants to fight Carmelo, and Carmelo wants to run away. Knight ended up telling Styles that the last time he saw him, Styles was misleading everyone by saying that he was going to retire. And Knight ended up saying that he looks at Hayes, and Hayes ended up saying he is him, and he is him, the guy who will get stomped out. So he ended up telling him that he has 2 options. The first option is he can go to the ring, punch Hayes 4 or 5 times, go to Broadway, have a few drinks, and have a good night. Or Styles challenged Hayes. He ended up saying that if Hayes can beat Styles, he will make a convincing case to Nick Aldis to give Hayes a shot at the United States Championship. But Knight ended up saying that Hayes will get stomped out, and he will go to Broadway and have drinks. So Knight ended up saying that after Styles beats Hayes, he will still be hearing everyone say, L.A. Knight, yeah! So pretty much that was basically that. That was the segment. But overall, I thought this was a good segment here to open SmackDown. Styles making his return after being out for, a bit. So it's good to see Styles back. So then, as SmackDown came back from the commercial, we had a vignette that said, coming soon on it. And it was a short video of a car in the dark turn on. And this is signaling for the debut of the Motor City Machine Guns. That's what this vignette was teasing, the debut of the Motor City Machine Guns. So that's going to be, really cool to see them, make their debut. So I'm looking forward to it. And then we had the first match of the night. AJ Styles versus Carmelo Hayes. And this was a good match here. Match got underway. Knight was shown at ringside. Styles delivered some chops to Hayes' chest. Styles then grabbed Hayes, but Hayes ended up coming back and delivering some right hands and some kicks to Styles. Hayes ended up laying in some more chops to Styles, but Styles ended up turning things around and he chopped at Hayes. Styles then threw Hayes to the ropes and he delivered a drop kick to Hayes, which led to Hayes rolling to the outside. Hayes got back into the ring. Styles ended up going for a springboard moonsault, and Hayes ended up ducking that. Styles ended up landing on his feet, and Hayes delivered a springboard crossbody to Styles. He went for the cover, and Styles kicked out. So Styles then rolled to the outside. Hayes then grabbed Styles and threw him onto the commentary table. So then SmackDown went to commercial. Then when SmackDown came back from the commercial, Hayes locked in a half crab onto Styles. And during the commercial, we saw a doctor looking at Styles' left ankle because of how Styles did that springboard moonsault, and Hayes ended up ducking that. And Styles ended up landing on his feet, and he kind of twisted his ankle there. So Styles ended up getting out of the half crab. He ended up hitting Hayes with some right hands. Styles then delivered a splash in the corner to Hayes. He lifted Hayes up on his shoulders. Hayes ended up landing neck first onto Styles' knee, which that was the knee that Styles ended up tweaking after coming off of that springboard moonsault. So Styles was, selling the knee. And Charles Robinson, who was refereeing the match, ended up calling for the bell because of Styles' knee being, in pain. So Carmelo Hayes ended up winning the match. So post-match, Styles ended up leaving the ring with doctors behind him. And Hayes was standing in the ring. Knight ended up getting into the ring, and he ended up hitting Hayes with the BFT, the blunt force trauma. So pretty much that was basically that. But with Styles' knee coming off of that springboard moonsault attempt, which Hayes ended up ducking, and Styles landed on his feet, and it got hurt. Does this mean that Styles is out once again with an injury because of his knee? I think it was too early for Styles to come back. So now he's probably going to be out, for even more months, because of his knee. But who knows? But overall, good match between Carmelo Hayes and Styles here. And you could tell that Styles had, some ring rust, in this match here, because he hasn't competed in, a while. And then as SmackDown came back from the commercial, we had Chelsea Green versus Michin. This was a dumpster match, and it's been a while since we've seen a dumpster match. I think the last time we saw a dumpster match was back in 2017. And Chelsea Green, on her social media, she was, working out, trying to get ready for this dumpster match. Pretty funny stuff that, she did on her social media, just pretty much hyping up the match here. You saw her, with a hard hat and, just working, with garbage. It was funny stuff. But this was surprisingly a decent match here. Match got underway. Michin ended up coming down to the ring with 2 kendo sticks, and she gave one of the kendo sticks to Chelsea. She just threw it to Chelsea. So Michin ended up hitting Chelsea with the kendo stick. Chelsea ended up falling to the outside. Michin delivered a suicide dive to Chelsea Green. Michin ended up throwing Chelsea back into the ring, and she then retreated a table from under the ring, which got a big reaction from the crowd because we all know the fans love their tables. So Chelsea ended up going for a suicide dive, but she got hit with a steel tray by Michin. So Michin then climbed up to the top rope, and she delivered a drop kick to Chelsea. Chelsea then fell to the outside. Michin ended up going to the outside, and she tried to lift Chelsea up to put her in the dumpster, but Chelsea ended up landing on her feet, and she ended up shoving Michin into the dumpster. And then SmackDown went to commercial. Then when SmackDown came back from the commercial, Michin was in control of the match. She delivered a tornado DDT to Chelsea. She then ended up going for a German suplex to Chelsea. Michin then ended up going for eat the feet to Chelsea, but Chelsea ended up holding on to the ropes. And Chelsea ended up laying out Michin with a Canadian Destroyer, which was cool. Chelsea ended up grabbing Michin and threw her into the dumpster. Chelsea ended up going to close the lid of the dumpster, but Michin got her hands up. Michin then ended up hitting Chelsea with a garbage bag. Michin then got out of the dumpster. Michin then threw Chelsea back into the ring. She went to hit Chelsea with the steel tray, but Chelsea ended up going for the unprettier, which Michin ended up blocking the unprettier, and she laid out Chelsea with the eat the feet. Michin then ended up taking a trash can, and she placed the trash can over Chelsea's head, and Michin went up to the top. She delivered a splash off the top rope to Chelsea onto the trash can. Michin then went to the outside, and she placed a table across the dumpster. So Piper Niven ended up coming out. Piper Niven ended up hitting Michin from behind, and Piper Niven ended up laying a senton to Michin on the outside. Piper Niven ended up going for a cannonball to Michin, but Michin ended up moving out of the way, and Piper Niven hit the dumpster, and that laid out Piper Niven. Michin got on the ring apron, and Chelsea delivered a kick to Michin. Chelsea was on the ring apron, but Michin delivered some right hands to her. Michin ended up lifting Chelsea up, and she ended up powerbombing Chelsea through the table and into the dumpster. So both Chelsea and Michin went into the dumpster. Michin ended up popping up. She got out of the dumpster, and she closed the lid of the dumpster, and she ended up winning the match. So Michin ended up winning, and pretty much that was basically that. And then we saw, Chelsea all covered in, garbage, and pretty much that was that. Overall, decent match it was. It was a fun, dumpster match here. And then we saw Naomi. Naomi was backstage, and she got approached by the Women's Tag Team Champions, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. So Bianca and Cargill ended up talking to Naomi about, how they are the Women's Tag Team Champions, and they could tell Naomi that Nick Aldis told them that they will all host Bad Blood. So Bayley ended up coming in. She ended up telling Naomi that she will call out Nia Jax. To which that's what Bayley did after SmackDown came back from the commercial. Which before this, we saw Styles being checked by a doctor, for his knee. So then as SmackDown came back from the commercial, we saw Bayley. Bayley ended up coming out. She came to the ring. She got on the mic. She ended up saying that at Bad Blood, she has the opportunity to win the Women's Championship back. Bayley ended up calling Nia Jax out. And she ended up telling her that she can even bring Tiffany Stratton with her. So Nia Jax ended up coming out, and she came out, of course, with Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton holding the Money in the Bank briefcase, and she was also wearing a cowgirl hat because, of course, they were in Nashville, in Tennessee. So Nia got on the mic. She ended up telling Bayley that if she has something to say it straight to her face. Bayley ended up telling Nia that for as long as she has known her, Nia never understood the significance of the championship, the importance of it, to what it means to everyone. People like herself who grew up wanting nothing more than to hold the championship. Bayley ended up saying that she grew up watching Molly Holly, Victoria, Beth Phoenix, Natalya, Trish Stratus, Lita, all former women's champions. So Bayley ended up saying that all of them made that championship look larger than life, more than human. And Bayley ended up saying that is not Nia. She ended up saying as much as it pains her to admit, they never had a dominant championship run like Nia Jax has. Bayley ended up saying that Nia is on a run to be the most dominant woman in the company. But the facts are there are two people in the company that can take the championship from her. And one of them is her. One of them is Bayley at Bad Blood. So Bayley ended up saying that the second person is Nia's friend, Tiffany Stratton. She ended up saying that it's not because she is good enough, it's because of the briefcase. She ended up saying the moment she gets tired of Nia talking down on her, Tiffany will grab the championship and hit her in the back of the head, cash in the briefcase, and become the new women's champion. So Nia Jax was going to talk, but she was interrupted by Tiffany Stratton. Because Tiffany Stratton was like, oh, I need to say something. So Tiffany Stratton was asking Bayley if she thinks the only reason she can beat Nia is because of the briefcase. Tiffany Stratton ended up saying that she does not need the briefcase to beat Nia. She then ended up telling Bayley instead of trying to break them up, she should bow down to her queen. To which Bayley ended up telling Stratton that she is out of her mind. She ended up saying that she can respect Nia, but she has no respect for Stratton. Bayley ended up saying that she would rather bow down to a queen than to patronize a stupid bitch. So Stratton ended up going to hit Bayley with the briefcase. Bayley ended up ducking. Nia ended up delivering a right hand to Bayley. Nia ended up going for a senton, but Bayley ended up moving out of the way. Bayley then grabbed the briefcase, and she ended up hitting Nia with the briefcase. Bayley then delivered a running kick to Nia's face, and Nia was laid out. Bayley then ended up grabbing the women's championship, and she placed it on top of Nia. And so Bayley ended up leaving the ring. Stratton got back into the ring, and she grabbed the briefcase. So Tiffany looked at Nia, and Jessica Carr, who was the ref, was in the ring. Stratton ended up looking at Nia and Jessica Carr. Nia got to her feet, and she looked at Stratton. And Nia was thinking that Stratton was going to cash in tonight because the ref, Jessica Carr was in the ring. But Nia ended up leaving the ring, and Stratton was looking at her. And pretty much that was basically how the segment ended. But overall, this segment was absolutely terrible. This segment was cringe, in my opinion. And then as SmackDown came back from the commercial, we saw Piper Niven and Chelsea Green backstage. Chelsea Green was, of course, covered in, garbage. And Piper Niven was telling Chelsea, oh, the smell is not that bad. So then we saw Pretty Deadly, Pretty Awful. Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. They end up holding their noses. They're like, oh, what's that smell here? So Austin Theory and Grayson Waller walked by Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Austin Theory was shown holding a cake. And they ended up smelling the stench that was coming off of Chelsea. So Theory ended up saying, oh, my cake smells. But Waller ended up telling Theory, oh, that's Chelsea. So then Angel Garza and Humberto end up walking in. They looked at Chelsea and walked away. So pretty much basically, they were making fun of Chelsea Green covered in garbage and smelling. So Nick Aldis ended up coming in. So Nick Aldis ended up asking Chelsea what she needs aside from a shower. So Chelsea ended up walking away. She had nothing to say. So Carmelo Hayes ended up coming to Nick Aldis. Carmelo Hayes ended up asking Nick Aldis for his title match next week. So Nick Aldis ended up saying that he will speak with Styles because Nick Aldis ended up telling Carmelo Hayes that he is more worried about how Styles' knee is. So Aldis ended up saying to Hayes that he will speak with him next week, to get that title match, official. So that was basically that. And then we had Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi. And this was a solid match here. Match got underway. Naomi ended up throwing Stratton face first to the turnbuckle. She then delivered a snapmare to Stratton. Naomi then locked in a headlock on Stratton, but Stratton ended up slamming Naomi into the turnbuckle. Stratton then threw Naomi into the ropes. She ended up going for a clothesline to Naomi, but Naomi ended up sliding under Stratton, which that led to Naomi delivering some kicks to Stratton. Naomi then ended up hitting Stratton with a face buster. She went for the cover, and Stratton ended up kicking out. Naomi ended up going for a suplex to Stratton. She ended up going for the cover, and Stratton ended up kicking out. Stratton then rolled onto the ring apron, and she ended up hanging Naomi off the top rope. Stratton ended up jumping over the top rope and landed onto Naomi. So Stratton ended up going for the cover. Naomi ended up kicking out. So Naomi was on the ring apron, but Stratton ended up hitting Naomi with a clothesline, and Naomi ended up falling to the outside of the ring. Stratton ended up on the ring apron, but Naomi ended up delivering a kick to Stratton, and Stratton was laid out on the apron, which that led to Naomi delivering a split onto Stratton on the ring apron. Of course, the hardest part of the ring. So then SmackDown went to commercial. Then when SmackDown came back from the commercial, Naomi delivered a drop kick to Stratton, and then she went for the Bulldog. She ended up going for the cover, and Stratton ended up kicking out. We had Stratton ended up going for the prettiest moonsault ever, to which Naomi ended up moving out of the way. Stratton ended up landing on her feet. She ended up going for a back elbow, but Naomi ended up going for a full Nelson. Stratton ended up rolling Naomi up into a crucifix cover, and Naomi ended up reversing that into a cover of her own. And so with that, Naomi ended up winning the match. Overall, solid match it was between Stratton and Naomi. Was it great or perfect? No. But still, solid match it was. And then we saw the Bloodline. The Bloodline was walking backstage. Jacob Fatu was yelling, saying that everyone loves their tribal chief. in Sosakoa. And when they respect their tribal chief, they will worship their tribal chief. And they will acknowledge the real tribal chief. So Sosakoa ended up saying to acknowledge him. So that brought out Tama Tonga and Tongaloa to the ring. So SmackDown with the commercial. Really good promo from Jacob Fatu there, saying that everyone loves their tribal chief and they should respect their tribal chief in Sosakoa. So then, as SmackDown came back from the commercial, Tiffany Stratton was shown backstage. Nia Jax ended up coming in. Nia Jax ended up telling Stratton that if she didn't know any better, she would think that Stratton was teasing the cash in the briefcase on her. And Nia Jax ended up saying that Tiffany Stratton should focus on Liv Morgan because that is a cash-in she would actually survive. Nia Jax ended up saying that if Stratton were to cash in on her, she should tell her. So Stratton ended up telling Nia that of course she would not cash in on her queen. Yeah, who knows? Tiffany Stratton could cash in on Nia, but I just don't see that happening. To me, Stratton should keep the briefcase, all year into 2025, and then have her cash in the briefcase at WrestleMania. Give her a great WrestleMania moment. Have the first woman ever cash in at WrestleMania, and have Stratton make a moment for herself. So that's how the way I should, see it. That's how the way I would book Stratton with the briefcase. Main event. The Triple Threat Tag Team Ladder Match for the Tag Team Championship. The Bloodline, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, defend the titles against DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, and the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. And this was a very good match here. This was a good main event here. Really enjoyed it. The crowd was into it. So the match got underway. We had the Profits and DIY end up attacking Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. And they all threw Tonga and Tongaloa to the outside. So then SmackDown went to commercial. Then when SmackDown came back from the commercial, we had all 6 men. They were on 2 ladders in the ring. Tama Tonga and Tongaloa were thrown down. They got back up, and they ended up pushing the ladders down. Tama Tonga ended up throwing a ladder onto Dawkins. Montez Ford ended up running up a ladder that Tama Tonga and Tongaloa were holding, but he ended up jumping back down. So the Bloodline ended up hitting both Montez Ford and Johnny Gargano with the ladder. Tama Tonga ended up slingshotting, slamming Ciampa face first into the ladder. Tongaloa ended up suplexing Dawkins onto a ladder. Ciampa ended up dragging Tama Tonga to the outside, but Tongaloa ended up delivering some right hands to Ciampa. So Tama Tonga and Tongaloa end up double teaming Ciampa on the outside. Both guys end up pulling a ladder, but Dawkins end up going up to the top rope, and he delivers a splash onto the ladder and onto Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. Gargano delivered a suicide dive onto Dawkins. Ford ended up jumping over the top rope onto all 5 guys on the outside, which was great. So then SmackDown with the commercial. So then as SmackDown came back from the commercial, Gargano and Ciampa delivered the Shatter Machine onto Tama Tonga. Ciampa delivered a kick onto Tama Tonga. Tongaloa dragged Gargano to the outside. Tongaloa then grabbed the ladder, and he hit both Ciampa and Gargano with the ladder. Tongaloa then lifted the ladder up, but both Gargano and Ciampa laid in some double kicks to Tongaloa, which that led to the ladder being wrapped around Tongaloa's neck. And both Ciampa and Gargano end up hitting the meat in the middle to Tongaloa with his head in the ladder. So Gargano began to climb the ladder, but Dawkins dragged Gargano down. Ciampa delivered a knee onto Dawkins. Ciampa ended up beginning to climb the ladder, but Dawkins pulled Ciampa down. So Dawkins ended up placing Ciampa on his shoulders. Ford ended up climbing to the top rope. He jumped over the ladder, and he hit a blockbuster to Ciampa. Great spot that was from Montez Ford there. Of him jumping over the ladder, hitting that blockbuster, that was great. So Dawkins got to his feet. He began to climb the ladder, but Tama Tonga ended up pushing Dawkins down. Tonga ended up throwing Dawkins to the outside. He then ended up going to the outside, and Tonga Loa ended up grabbing Dawkins with a table set up at ringside. Tama Tonga ended up grabbing a chair, and B-Fab came over, and she grabbed the chair away from Tama Tonga. And that led to DIY. Gargano and Ciampa ended up hitting Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa with the chairs from behind. So Gargano and Ciampa end up placing Tonga Loa on the table. Ford ended up climbing up to the top, and he laid a frog splash onto Tonga Loa through the table. Dawkins and Ciampa and Gargano end up grabbing Tama Tonga, and Dawkins end up powerbombing Tama Tonga through the commentary table. So a little, nod to the Shield there. So then DIY ended up delivering some super kicks onto Dawkins, and they threw him into the timekeeper's area. DIY got back into the ring. Ford got on the ring apron, and he kicked Gargano down. Ciampa was on the ladder. He was climbing up to retrieve the titles, but Ford ended up jumping from the top rope onto the ladder, which was great. Dawkins and Gargano got into the ring, and all four guys at this point were on the ladder. Dawkins and Ciampa ended up falling backwards onto a ladder that was placed in the corner. So Tonga Loa got into the ring, and he pushed Gargano and Ford back, and they ended up crashing through a ladder that was in another corner. Which, at this point, you all know where this was headed. Tonga Loa ended up climbing the ladder, and he ended up retrieving the World Tag Team Championships. So, of course, the Bloodline, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, retain the World Tag Team Championships. And that brought out Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. They ended up celebrating with Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. And that was how SmackDown went off the air. Overall, very good, entertaining ladder match this was. These teams gave it all they got. A lot of good spots here. And it was highly entertaining. Overall, SmackDown, decent show it was tonight. But anyway, that's it for the SmackDown review. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this review. Definitely give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow with the Bad Blood review. So see you all tomorrow. Bad Blood is shaped up to be, a good show. So I think the best match of the night will be Punk versus Drew McIntyre in Hell in a Cell. But anyway, see you all tomorrow with the Bad Blood review.